intervention. And next off, I would like to welcome Mihai Lala from Adenin, OK Medical, to the stage. Mr. Lala, you have the floor. He has one of the biggest corporations in Romania testing and medical services. I think we need to close again.
What is about to learn in the next 10 minutes might look either too good to be true or a sustainable way to drag the future into the present faster. Good afternoon. I am Mihai Lala. I'm a Romanian entrepreneur and project manager for many projects I'm involved in, from R&D to medicine. Owning and managing the leading Romanian company in COVID testing in Romania, I was involved in the almost 2 years soon in many research projects regarding genetics, working and cooperating with worldwide top scientists. That was the inception of Adenin. So, Adenin is a high goal. It's a statement about a high goal. It's something which might look a thought of a madman. However, we all know and we all maybe thought about youthness without aging and life without death, which might seem like an utopic dream. We've learned or reached or read about it during our lifetime. Also, most of us, especially the ones who are over 40 years old as I am, we are starting to be concerned about getting old and trying to find ways to fight aging. If we consider the fact that aging is not a given natural fact, but being a disease, we might look for a solution to cure that disease. Of course, such statement and such high goal needs many steps to be achieved. As Elon Musk stated 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, to reach Mars and barely succeeded. Few steps until now. As Christopher Columbus had a crazy dream and finally succeeded to discover America. Also, this utopic dream needs different milestones in order to be reached. I don't know, maybe we could reach it, but for sure, even if not, we might be part of an entire dream road to have it for, if not for us, for our kids. The most important thing is to find not only a theoretical way to do things. It's important also to have and to find sustainable and efficient way to reach the goals you draw for yourself or for the others. Therefore, Adenin was built on a structure which has two engines. One engine P, as I called it, and one engine R. What does it mean? In theory, if we have enough data about DNA, and if we have enough computing power, we may learn through learning machine, AI, and other technologies, we may learn and understand how we work, what is our real essence, and how can we understand and play with it. Therefore, to succeed to we need a worldwide effort in order to map the entire world, not only a region. Due to the fact that politics is one of the economical enemies and social enemies, as we may also, as we all of us can see nowadays through these coronavirus restrictions, we need to design and build a sustainable, independent, economical ecosystem in order to be able to get those genetic data. Therefore, we imagined this project based on two zones. One, to be able to get together the data, and the other one to process it. Actually, the Engine P is a platform which is able to offer the following things: to sell the option to have a whole genome extraction for each and everyone on the planet who want to have it. Second, to securely store it, which is extremely important because I don't know if you know, but it's a nice information. Our genome means 1 tera of information, which is a huge amount of data which needs to be first of all stored and then to be processed. Second, we might offer the public the option to have, together with whole genome sequences, to generate disease prediction reports based on what the science knows today. Another type of reports which the end user might be interested in or not. One of the main attributes of the platform is the fact that based on this whole genome extraction, we are able to design, produce, and build specific products, like skincare products, like drinks, like OTCs, and other type of products which might be built especially for a specific person. From that angle, we find that option extremely interesting. First of all, from the economical point of view, as an independent business. Let's forget about the other engine, the engine R. Let's forget about our dreams and hopes and life without this and so on and so forth. Let's think about a simple business. We want to deliver, and we state that we are able to deliver custom-made products for each and every people on the planet based on their genome. Dot. More of that, there are some entities around the world who are already doing that in small pieces. What is missing now is the connection of the dots. And that project and that part of the project is able to connect them and to deliver them to the public into an efficient, business-wise way. On the other hand, as I mentioned before, those are the, sorry, it's a problem with the, okay. On the other hand, as I stated before, we are talking about the engine R, which is a medium-term or long-term goal. Once we are able to sell enough products in order to collect enough whole genomes from the worldwide customers, we would be able to start to process that data, and we would be able to analyze it, and why not, to find solutions. In terms of those type of products, that is the global market size. We are talking about over 8 trillion of products dedicated to wellness. There are some figures here which are part of those 8.5 billion market size related to 2020. One of the main attributes of the platform is the fact that having such a product, the customers are recurrent. Because once you access the Adenine's platform, you have to extract, you need to have the whole genome extraction, store it, and later on use it. Most of the customers would wish to keep and to store the information through us. Therefore, by ordering a specific product, if they see, and most probably they see the results, they want to have another product. Of course, that is the logical way to access the same provider and not to start again the whole process or to try to find another provider and to try to risk yourself otherwise to try products which are not quite good for yourself. So recurrence in terms of business customers are extremely important for that type of business, and it's something which comes by nature, which comes naturally in this business model. To have a general view about how the P platform works, here is a draft high-level figure which explains or which draws the entire chain of processes from the user point of view. If you can, however, you may find the presentation also by web, so I will provide you with the link, the necessary link, in order to have all the details, as I'm now having just a brief presentation, introduction of the project. In reality, we are talking about an extremely complicated product. I'm now just trying to make it softly for yourself. In terms of onboarding, as I told you, I was talking from the very first beginning about a platform. I was not talking about we are doing this, we are doing that, we are doing this, no, we are building a platform. We are not going to produce any product because there are already a lot of producers all around the world. Big names from, I don't know, Bulgari to Chanel or whatever. What they don't have the receipt. They don't have the solution to draft a specific product which carries your name or my name, and also which carries my genetic information. So the onboarding process is divided in different stages. One of them is onboarding the service and products providers or manufacturer. Second is onboarding the customers, of course. Third is onboarding the AI and machine learning providers in order to learn things from the data we raise from the public. That is an important thing I want to highlight here, because slowly by slowly we are starting to discuss about the second part of the project, the second pilot of the project, the engine R, which has three main attributes, which are, let's say, holy for the project: decentralization, democratization, and ownership. What does it mean? I will let you know. A company, I don't want to provide names, but you can easily find it on the internet, which offers the public the service to understand where we are coming from and what roots we have, which sold for a few years now a service which is able, against $50 to $150, the option to have a high-level genetic extraction, to have this analysis. Sold the access, only the access to its database for 48 hours against $180 million. And this is just one of the information which have been leaked. And it doesn't reflect the reality, the whole table, the whole picture. By doing so, they are doing actually an illegal thing, using a personal data information, and especially the genetic data, for their own gain. We don't need to sign terms and conditions with our customers in order to be believed. We don't need to ask our customers to trust us because we are, I don't know, from UAE or from Romania or from USA or whatever, from where we are and who we are. We need to design a secure process in order to offer the guarantee to the people who are offering their genetic information, which is based on these three attributes and have behind a blockchain solution of security or for offering the necessary security for the entire storing processing, and also not for the storing the data, and also to process the data. Of course, not all the people who are onboarding that services, that platform, for getting those services might wish to be part of such research. Therefore, we imagined a system, a way, a mechanism to offer only to those who want to be part of this process the option to offer their genetic information for scientific use. Of course, I don't trust in donation. Extremely low number of people from in the global scale are able and reach that level to understand what a donation means. And you cannot build such a project based on a low number. So you need to offer something against the information, the genetic information you might get from the public. And what we are offering is the following thing. The one who is actually placing its genetic information into the pool of research will be able to benefit for free for any scientific breakthrough from that moment and so on for itself. Therefore, as you may see, there are different levels. Let's imagine that at the first stage someone is extracting its DNA and agreeing to be part of the scientific pool in the first, let's say, 5,000 genomes. Everything which will be reached based on that pool will be a free benefit for the people who contributed with their genetic information. The second layer, I know, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 genetic pool, will be in a moment when we would already reach some goals and find out some solutions. For the people who haven't onboarded until that moment, they have to pay for our research. And for the ones who are willing to onboard the pool at that moment, they will benefit for free from that moment in the future. From my point of view, it's a fair approach and offer each and everyone the possibility to have access either for them or for their family to future medicine and scientific breakthroughs. In order to have it done, there are many pieces we might assemble. One of them, and the main one, is the seed genomic sender, which we already have started to build in Romania. Why in Romania? Because as I told you from the beginning, we are the market, or I am owning the bleeding company in COVID testing in Romania, and I can say that I understand and learn and know everything about COVID, at least in that area, East Europe. Having already labs in genetics, which we are using for this process, the easiest way for us is to build the lab over there, and we have started a lab which in a first stage has a budget of about 7 million euros. And as I said, we already started to invest in that process. There are many details I would not want to enter now because they are more technical, and for the ones who are interested in the project and who seems that it's interesting what I said and it's not a crazy idea, might enter adenineproject.com. I will ask Christina to provide all of you the proper link in order to see all the details and to see the full presentation of the project. Okay, I'm gonna stop here a little bit about the marketing strategy for Big Pharma, because I would like to highlight some benefits of the project. As I said before, and I want to highlight it again, even if I might be boring about that. We are talking about two engines, engine P and engine R. About engine P I was talking before, and I was explaining what is the economical mechanism behind. In terms of engine R is not something which we are doing for free or for humanity. Of course, we are doing for humanity as well, but we need sustainability. So engine R should be an independent profit center. Once we have enough data and once we start to have results, engine R it's a self-profit center based on the following things. First of all, for Big Pharma. As I said before, Big Pharma is able to pay endless money in order to have access to those information. On top of that, just to have one example, in order to launch a product, to launch a drug on the market, the average budget is 1 billion. Having such data of genetic information, that budget might be reduced to 100 million in terms of clinical studies and so on and so forth. Of course, we are not the first who understood that. There is an entire race worldwide. In Abu Dhabi, there are some centers which are taking care of that, and also in South Korea, in USA, in Germany. Actually, it's a race which has just started about 1 year ago, and I don't think we are talking about a winner. We might discuss about winners, who is able to raise enough information, enough data from the market, and who is able to have a large plate of information, not to stream on the single spot or on a single area, might succeed. That's one interesting thing about the project, that we are able to raise the genetic information from around the world, not only from a specific data. As an example, if I don't know, Abu Dhabi or Dubai government or whatever government, Germany government wants to map the genetic, they will map their own genetics. So we are talking about the Germans or Emirates and so on and so forth. So this is a database, a solution, a tool to raise information for a global information. These are some rough estimations based on the marketing studies we have done regarding engine P and engine R. As you might see, engine R is not a profit center in the first 2 years, probably. From the second part of the second year, we'll be able to be a profit center. But however, the engine P is able, with the proper approach, to reach a break-even within 1 year as an independent center, profit center. This is a rough estimation of the budget without having the details. We are talking about, let's say, 32 million euros for reaching the first milestone in terms of launching the PIT platform, and in order to to have the basis of the R engine. It's a madness to state that you are able or someone is able to draft a budget for 5 years for such project. We might discuss about billions. But in order to reach the first goals we need, and in order to reach the break-even, most probably that is the rough budget we need to invest in this project. As I said before, we already started to invest in this project. I already started myself. I'm also an investor. I'm the only madman who is spending money for this project. And that's it. Me and Professor Laurent Savu, which is co-founder and also is the leading scientist of the project and which is present here. We might be at your disposal if you have any questions or you need any details regarding the project. We are at your disposal during the breaks. So thank you very much. I hope I wasn't boring, and I invite you to visit adelineproject.com. Thank you.